No mai, haere mai, kia ora whanau, ko Ian toko inua. I am alongside the legendary, longtime broadcaster. He has brought back the energy and the stash. Joel Rindelab, I'm Ian Wanamaker. We are part of the live stream crew, bringing you this NZWIHL action at the Brig out in Paradise, Avondale. Joel, been away for a little while. Lovely to see you back. How have things been going?
Pretty good, mate, but I am excited for this matchup tonight because we got some pretty darn good hockey coming our way, especially here with the Auckland Steel, the powerful Auckland Steel. Haven't dropped a game yet this season. I am really excited to see how they're going to perform here tonight.
Fantastic. You got it, and that's it. They are leading the way here in women's hockey in this country. They are a phenomenal squad. Lots of top talent, as you have mentioned. Some of them are out of the lineup tonight. A couple of quick injury updates in a moment. We'll go through those standings, as you have mentioned. 4 games played, none lost. NZWIHL, they are next on the table, played 6 games, 2 wins, overtime loss, and then 3 losses.
But you'll notice here is the Canterbury Inferno. They've actually have a positive goal differential. They've been in some really tight games, whereas, of course, the Steel, you can see, have a large goal differential and have been really on cruise control so far. So it'll be interesting to see how this Canterbury Inferno can match up with this speed and the intensity that the Auckland Steel have.
Yeah, and their offensive gain. So let's just see if that goal differential comes into play tonight, because surely goals will be happening. This is and has been quite a high-scoring league on average. So the goaltenders have been, well, depending on who's in net and who's playing and who's shooting. So
I'm going to stop you right there when you're talking about goals, because I want to bring some attention to the keeper for the Auckland Steel, Alexa Gibson, who has been phenomenal this year. You're going to see her starting in net tonight, and her save percentage so far this year is 98.15%.
Yeah, like you can't get much closer to 100% at all. So she's stopping absolutely almost.
She is letting in 1 goal on every 50 shots. I'm going to repeat that. 1 goal in every 50 shots. This is insane.
Just checking out there, Fana, if you have heard that, Joel has got that stat 100% right. 1 out of 50. So they are going to need an awful lot of shots, the Inferno, this weekend, if they're going to try and break through that stone wall that is Gibson, hailing from, well, Canada, isn't it? Out of the University of Ottawa, the Gigi's down here in Tamaki Makaurau now, representing the Auckland Steel. So wonderful to see that.
And still a young player out there as well, only 23 years old.
Yes, so pretty fresh into New Zealand, but also prime age for hockey playing and quite an agile goaltender. So just updating the lineup, we have an injury to one of the Steel players, quite a prominent player actually, Katia Blong, wears number 19. I'm sorry, not wearing 19. She normally wears 4 in the Steel competition, 19 with New Zealand. A broken toe, Joe.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch. How do you pull that one off in ice hockey?
Well, I don't want to disclose too much information on injury just to protect the person. So let's just say it's 4 to 6 weeks with a broken toe, and wish her a speedy recovery.
Ouch. Yeah. You can't even walk, much less skate.
Yeah,
have you ever broken a toe?
I've broken many bones, and toes are not one of them, thank goodness. But, yeah.
Well, we hope she gets a speedy recovery.
Absolutely. And I noticed there's also some other young women that have made their debut tonight for the Auckland Steel. That will be coming in number 18, Mana Keefe, someone that I know quite well, and looking forward to seeing her lacing up the skates wearing number 18. So she's already in the starting lineup, right wing. So here we go.
And we are underway here at the Brig, of course, the home of the West Auckland Admirals. And we'll be in Avondale tonight. Tomorrow, the game will be on the other side of town out in Botany. But Inferno will get the first opportunity. Centering feed there. Could not quite connect as Matthews was all alone in front. Now Inferno on the forecheck here, showing some good pressure early on. Now played behind the net. Race for the puck. It's Jones, but she's beaten to the puck by Kovacin. Now players doing battle behind the net.
Bit of a shove behind the net, too. A little bit of a how you doing?
There's a shot right on and a save made. And the Inferno coming out hot.
Oh, they are cooking. That's the one with a bit of gas already on the offensive side. So testing Gibson early. Pass into the middle. High slot off the skate shot. Bit of wobbly one, but handled fairly easily by Gibson.
Gibson with great position there and no rebound. But face-off still in the Steel end. And here the Inferno once again looking for that centering feed. Will play it up to the point towards Hodge. But she gives it away. And here comes Auckland. Across the blue line. Long shot through. Nice save made there. And now Auckland behind the net. Tries to play it up to the point. And a nice breakout feed there. And here come the Inferno the other way. Here's Hart into the zone. She'll throw a long one on, but that's steered away by Gibson.
Oh, goodness. Bit of a check from the back, Joel, and that looks like it's going to result in a penalty call here against the Inferno. Just a little bit too aggressive on that back push, and it was a cross-check penalty that they will receive.
Just got a little too happy with the lumbar there.
On the lower lumbar as well, right in those just lower number area. A lot of padding though, but still you don't want to be hit from the back going in towards that board area.
So we'll get our first power play of the evening. It'll be Shields to take the draw for the steal. And the faceoff is won. Cleared but not out by the Inferno. And now Jones delicately playing her with the puck around the blue line. And now to the far corner. Now back to Jones at the point. She'll skate it down herself. Center in feed is knocked away nicely.
Then cleared, but Canterbury on the counterattack here, right in with pressure, but cleared by the Gibson goaltender.
Nice strong pass there by Gibson.
Might have to do it again.
Forced to play the puck. She handles it quite well, especially for a tender.
Oh, and almost a similar play as the penalty for the Inferno as Jones bodied their player, number 4 for the Inferno, Kovisen. I'm not sure how to say that one. Well,
Stephanie Kovisen.
Kovisen, yep.
And yeah, Jones just got a little too close. And if you're a Steel fan, you really don't like to see them take a penalty in their own zone on the power play.
No, not at all. And that's something that I guess they'll look at in between periods and in the break. Kind of negating their power play and making it 4-on-4, Joel.
Yeah, a little bit of open ice to work with here. So we'll see what both teams can do with some room to work. So Auckland Steel trying to make something happen. Pass broken up by Patchett. And now the players do battle in the far corner. There's Njali with a centering feed, but knocked away nicely by the goalkeeper, Morgolis. Now Njali trying for a centering feed there. Knocked away, but able to maintain possession. Spins off a defender, and the Steel will start from behind their own goal.
Kind of hemmed in their own area a little bit, Joel, or the Auckland Steel. Kind of being patient, going back and turning back with the puck. But the longer they have it, I was going to say there is the Inferno player just coming back onto the ice now. They actually have a power play.
So a short power play here for Canterbury. Lose control of the puck, and that is cleared by the Steel. They've got about 30 seconds remaining here on the one-person advantage. So Inferno trying to get something set up in their own zone, maybe rushing it a little bit with seconds ticking away on that power play. So played behind the net. That'll be Morgolis to stop it. And now here come Canterbury. McDonald to chase, but she's rubbed off the puck by Hoagland. Now again a race for the puck won by Inferno, and they're winning some of these 50-50 pucks so early. And then Kovisen will play it down low. And now Jones tries to play it up the far wing, but again, stopped by the Inferno and played back in. Now over to the near wall. Thorne's able to scoop it back to Richmond. Good forecheck there by Matthews, forcing it to the other side. But the Steel are able to clear it out.
Really good pressure here by the Inferno to get pressure on the Auckland Steel, as they can't really get past that center red line area, Joel.
It's a very disciplined ice hockey by the Inferno. Everyone holding their position, able to step up and knock away pucks when needed. And again, as you can see here, Matthews, great positioning there to scoop the puck out of the boards. And again, the Inferno on the attack. There's a backhander right on and a nice blocker save there. It could have been dangerous.
Gibson looking good again, like making a nice save, but Auckland Steel really having some difficulty with this hard forecheck by the Inferno.
Now up the wall. Langman will play it up to her line mate as Eccleton Allen had the puck taken from here, and now Jones for the steal the other way. Jones 3-on-2, centering feed, but again blocked. And then thrown on net and covered by Margolis, and we will get a face-off in the Inferno end.
Yeah, the puck hasn't been down there a huge amount, but that is an offensive chance that could not be passed through the Inferno defense, as they are again in good positioning, Joel, and something that they are looking to hopefully continue to do throughout this game.
Now here's Jones, throws one through. Not sure the goaltender saw that one, but luckily for her, it sailed wide. Now here's Horner Pascal. Trying to get something going, now is able to play it down low. Now a centering feed here again towards Horner Pascal. This puck is still free and a goal! And Jolly shoves it home, and the Steel strike first.
They get up 1-0, so you said it. They're trying to make something happen, and Horner Pasco does just that, gets the puck through, and Anjali Malari does clean up anything in front of the net there as Jones makes a shot, almost gets in, then it's shot, another rebound, and that just gets in underneath the goaltender's arm and through her. Margolis unable to hold it. And the Steel up 1-0.
So Anjali cleaning up the rubbish there. And if you're looking for a clean rubbish, you should check out the Pink Bins Company. The Steel are pleased to be sponsored by the Pink Bins Company. Thank you for your support of the Steel this year.
Yeah, next time maybe they need some kind of shovel. But as they shovel it away from danger area right in front of Gibson. Inferno coming right back with a counter attack.
Now Greaves will play it down low, but that's broken up. And now played back up. D-to-D pass here for the Inferno. Nice find on the near side, and here's Kovisen. Throws one towards the net, but nice positioning there by Lewis to break it up. So Inferno will play it up, but that's broken up, and now here we go the other way. Richmond, centering feed there, just passed through everyone. And now Inferno have it. Here comes the smooth skating Guerin with help from Patchett of the Inferno. Now Matthews, wrist shot is blocked. And now we have some speed the other way. It's Richmond. Puts one right on, but a stick save made by Margolis. Now down low again. Steel trying to get something going, but the sticks of the Inferno seem to be everywhere tonight.
Again, a good position all the way through so far. Keeping the Auckland Steel out of that high slot, high danger area.
So now the near side, here's Patchett along the boards. She'll play it up to center ice. And the Steel not quite able to get it deep in the zone. Got a little help there from the Inferno. trying to get something going with Anjali with a nice play to intercept that pass, and now fighting along the near boards. Now Kavaisin to the far side. That's Hoagland fighting for the puck. Getting down and dirty in that corner, and finally it pops out. And here come the Inferno the other way. Shot from Kavaisin just misses wide. And here's Horner Pascal over to Anjali. Back to Horner Pascal. Two players very familiar with each other on the ice.
Yeah, they've played over 10 years together, not just in ice, but also in other sports like inline hockey.
And then Helen Murray will send it the other way. Picked up by Hodge. And now Inferno able to find a nice pass here, but a really nice play by Tunacliffe to cut that off. Otherwise, Inferno, they had some numbers, but were unable to do anything with it.
Yeah, they certainly are generating some good attack and also just good puck possession from their positional play here, Joel. Steel are looking to get through that. Maybe find a way to break through.
Now here's a puck that squirts free. Nice poke check there, but puck is still around and finally held on by Morgolis.
Yeah, smart move by Morgolis. Looking as Steel kind of broke through a little bit. That puck was just in behind some of the defenders there and puts the poke check. You also don't see that enough either, I don't think, in the game. It's really a skill that's tough to master. You being a former goaltender, or a current goaltender, I should say, Joel.
Current?
Check? Current? Well, I mean, okay.
Get those words out of your mouth, Ian.
I was being kind, I don't know.
No, those days are long gone. And I don't think I ever want to strap on the pads again. And I forgot. And I actually had forgot I did. So thanks for that.
Okay, well, reminding you. Okay, forgot that you know how to. Do you remember the poke check, or has it been that long since you know how to do that either?
I was never that good at the poke check, to be honest. It's timing thing.
Yeah.
Never been good on timing, but.
Well, it's been spot on tonight. Here we are. Here's the Inferno getting another chance, but right on top of that is Gibson not allowing that one through.
So here are the Steel once again, starting from their own end. They'll just chip it out to center ice. Nice play there by the Steel to put a lot of pressure here in the neutral zone.
Yeah, that's Mana Keefe getting right in amongst it. Good to see her getting in the game right and nice and early.
And here's Guerin again. Smooth skating player with a shot right on and a big blocker save once again from Gibson.
Good placement, though, by Guerin with a nice wrist shot going upstairs on Gibson, trying to find an opening because it's going to take something quite outstanding to beat Gibson. It's a great shot there, a bit of a rolling puck, but Gibson on top of it with the blocker.
The Inferno are actually out shooting the Steel right now. And here's another one towards the net. A glove save made by Gibson.
Yeah, taking them up to 8 shots on goal, and Auckland Steel have 6, but they have also scored 1 goal, and we are up, I should say, by the scoreline of 1-0 in this game, with the Auckland Steel leading currently in the first period.
So Murray has it for the Steel. Players still fighting on the near boards as Kavaisin tries to make something happen, and Horner Pascal is able to scoop it out, and she'll skate it behind her own net.
Getting harassed and hooked and checked. Gives the puck away here.
There's a shot attempt that's blocked nicely by Hidvegi. And there's another shot blocked, this time by Anjali. And puck squirts free. Here's a shot by the Inferno. Rebound attempt just goes wide, and another big save by Gibson.
Inferno attacking quite a lot here and keeping the Auckland Steel top line at bay. But here they break away again.
There's a shot right on, steered away nicely by Margolis. And some of the Steel will go off for a change. So a little bit of breathing room here for the Inferno if they hurry, but a really nice forecheck by Shields to keep the pressure on down low. So puck back in the Inferno end. Able to string a couple passes together, but then a turnover at center ice, and it's back down in the Inferno side. So we've got two players for the Steel collapsing on the puck, but we're unable to get possession. And
going to be a penalty there, Joel. It's tripping call, I believe. Oh, no, it's a hook against the Auckland Steel as number, not sure if that's
15,
Hodge, 15.
That's Eden Greaves.
Eden Greaves
It was
goes
a bit
down.
of a force out there.
Yeah. I mean, they are doing really well, coming away with a lot of 50-50 puck battles and winning them. And that's just trying to gain positional play with strong effort and body position. And then the Steel are forcing themselves, taking penalties. That Shields going to the box.
So we'll get another power play opportunity here for the Inferno. Their last one was just over 30 seconds, so they'll get a full 2 minutes to work on this one. Great opportunity here to try to claw back at that lead. Centering feed there was looking for Eccleton Allen, and she was in great position, but unfortunately could not control it, and it's cleared all the way down. So Godfrey spins off the defender, so she'll skate it herself with a little room now. She'll just try to pass it to herself, but Richmond was the first one there. Now played up the wall by Hefford, and she clears it all the way down.
Yeah, good clearance by the Auckland Steel early in this power play for the Inferno.
Matthews lost control of the puck there. Tried to get it back to her, and it's just past her reach. Now Njali will clear it all the way down. And once again, the Inferno will start from behind their own net. And here come the Inferno, but sealed off nicely by Jones.
Really held the ground there, didn't let anyone through at all. Oh, that's another clean check. Oh, maybe a little bit accidental right in front of both benches as Malari got the worst of that one.
Bit of a physical game so far.
Well, this is Auckland against Canterbury, Joel. You're going to expect some fireworks at some point. These two teams certainly do have some history whenever they play.
So we are back to 5-on-5 hockey. Still do a nice job to kill that penalty. Not really much doing for the Inferno. They were constantly just trying to break it out of their own end.
Yeah, I think the Steel are adjusting to the play from the Inferno. Haven't seen them much this season.
This is their first meeting thus far.
As I'm saying, so there you go. So a bit of an adjustment as Canterbury has started this game very aggressively and with good positioning. And as we get an example here is the Inferno. One of their left-handed players. Here it is, that's a collision. Oh, Malari gets kind of guided towards the player coming onto the ice from the bench. Malari mustn't have seen them at all and got hit from the side.
So Steele able to clear it out of the zone off the faceoff. And here's Godfrey. Spin over to the near side. Play broken up by Richmond. Now Hefford to chase. But once again, it's Greaves who plays it back up the near wall. Pass was just out of the reach of Hodge. And now Auckland once again starting from their own end. Richmond, nice backhand feed over to Hefford. She'll throw one towards the net that just skips off the tip of the glove of Morgales.
Gets it back though. And then taken away.
Hockey giveth and hockey taketh.
That's the breaks. That's it. Often some people say a game of 2 halves, Joel, but this is a game of 3 periods.
Here's Horner Pascal. Nice move. Puts one towards the net. Shot, save, rebound, and just cleared. What an effort.
Great moves by Horner Pascal. Even, oh, we have a whistle. That puck must have come over the blue line, Joel, as the linesperson indicates offside. Take a look at this again. What moves by Pascal? Cuts in, dangles around, gets a shot on net, trying to go maybe 5-hole, and follows up with their own rebound. Save again by Morgulis.
Morgulis with a great save there. Just a little bit of the toe in great position as Horner Pascal was going side to side. So I'm impressed with what I see from the Inferno so far in this period.
Yeah, they have got some good structure to their game. Another one.
Another save, rebound, and a diving clearance by Gardner. Megan Gardner giving up the body.
Offensive pressure from the steal. But the Canterbury Inferno, not to be outdone at all. They come straight back.
And here's the Inferno. Turnover at center ice. Leads to an opportunity. Oh, and what a play by Gibson. Great aggressive goaltending.
Was that a poke check?
That was technically a poke check.
I know when I see one. That's definitely the stick being used to poke the puck away. And well timed as well by Gibson on a good opportunity from the Inferno.
Fantastic opportunity. 2-on-1 down low. She just comes out with just tenacity to kick that pass away. So you can see why she has a 98.15% save percentage so far this year.
It is super high, but as more you say it, Joel, I begin to wonder if something might get through. Just saying. We shall see, as Canterbury are definitely pushing the shots. They already got 11 so far as we get to 1 minute 15 left in period 1.
And now here's 1-on-2 opportunity for the Inferno. Good speed there by Guerin, throws one towards the net. But once again, the steal are there.
Yeah, and Gibson holds on. Now, Joel, I got to ask you, there are some names here from the Canterbury Inferno that I have not yet seen, and just seeing them for the first time, some of them have some steep hockey history with the likes of Guerin, Matthews, even a Hodge, like phenomenal names for hockey.
I'm more impressed by how they play on the ice, to be honest.
Well, okay, you just it makes me curious. That is all. Sure, they are bringing it tonight, though. That is for sure.
Here's Jones with the puck, with under a minute left to play in this opening period. Before we close this period, I'd like to have a big thank you to the Tukaha group for supporting the Steel in their quest for a three-peat of championships this season. So Inferno doing some good work to hold up the Steel so far in this one as bodies flying there as Richmond goes down, and we're going to get a penalty.
That's a huge body check, and Inferno is kind of like, what's wrong with that? That's just a body check. But in this league, you are not allowed to put the body on like that with that amount of force. At least the puck is there, and that is kind of a rub-out play, like body on body right onto the boards. But the referee is there and says, no, that's body contact, a little bit too aggressive. You will sit for 2 or less. And that is Hart going to the box.
Lucy Jane Hart didn't really like the call, but the replay shows there was some contact made.
Yeah, I guess that's up to the interpretation of the referee if there's some intent or, how you see that. But there was some more punitive action and response.
That could have been a trip right there to close out the period. But it remains uncalled. So, at the end of one period of play, as we see this final closing here.
Yeah, a little more contact, we should say. Right to finish off period 1, Joel. So you get the Auckland Steel. At the moment, they've got 1 goal to the Inferno from Canterbury, nothing. But the Inferno ahead on the shot count. 12-9, they'd be going to the break. I don't know, maybe a little bit disappointed perhaps with that effort or result, but the effort is definitely there. Their structure is good. Auckland Steel putting in a really solid performance as well. Trying to adjust to have not seen this team yet. We're really good in that second half of the first period.
I got to say, though, I'm impressed with the Inferno. They dictated their play. Of course, the Auckland has that speed, but they held their structure, were able to push the puck into the offensive zone, dump it in, set up their forecheck. So I think they have a lot that they can be happy about in this opening period. And it was just that one lapse in front of the net that took about 3 or 4 hacks to get through. But you can see, even in that second half of that period, where like Megan Gardner, when there was a rebound in front, she was throwing her body on the ice to help save that goal. So I think they're starting to grow a little bit in this period, and I'm really excited to see what happens here in the second and third.
Oh, absolutely. And you want to see a lot more of that action coming your way. So stick around. We got a 10-minute break. We'll be back shortly after this. Kia ora whānau, welcome back. Ko ian toko inawa no Canada aho. Looking at you right away here. We are back in second period action, Joel, from the Brig here in Paradise, Avondale. NZWIHL action. What a heat-fueled, I can't even say the words, action-packed first period.
It was almost an inferno, if you will, of action, but the Steel held strong. And they have that 1-goal lead. But some fantastic goaltending, even though they were outshot, and really were able to get that goal from Njali that have, set that tone so far. But we are underway here in the second period. Remember, we have a power play here and some fresh ice for the Inferno to work with.
The Inferno are killing the penalty, Joel. It's the Steel who are on the power play. They got 5. The Inferno got 4 out there. We got you. Let's do this.
You'll have to excuse me, I'm a little rusty.
As long as that rust is not applying to that Steel, because they are going to be under pressure here. Here we go. I know you're just picking up where you're putting down.
There we go. They do look sharp. They do look sharp.
They are certainly
just
firing.
As they go offside, as I say that.
Sharpness is dulled. There you go.
Wow.
Going offside on the power play. So they got a minute to work with. But we want to give a special shout-out to one of the players, Sabina Tunnicliffe, peut-être en français, it's her 3rd season with the Steel. Robin Tunnicliffe, the auntie of number 10, is watching from Chawson, British Columbia. We thank you for tuning in.
Kia ora, Robin. Thanks for tuning in to this broadcast. Our international audience here to check out New Zealand women's ice hockey. And the Steel starting out on the power play here in the second. There's a sharp angle. Puck unable to be held in by Jones at the line. And it'll be over to Hefford. She brings it into the zone. Ooh, right through the legs of Patchett there on the pass, but unable to control it, and it's kicked out to center ice.
Inferno are there, just active sticks, taking the puck away out of lanes. Reducing this power play down to the last 5 seconds. Two players collide there. Godfrey, 69, and Hefford, 17.
So whistle here on an icing, but we're back to 5-on-5 hockey, so the faceoff will come all the way down to the Steel end.
Yeah, so the Steel have it all the way in their own zone. Pass up the boards as two players just maybe looking at the puck, don't see each other, and collide. An Inferno with a Steel. Not sure what happens when they collide like that in the lab, Joel, but we have seen it right here out on the ice.
Puck took a funky carom off the Zamboni door. Led to a nice shot on goal, but once again, Godfrey there. Jones with a move, trying to get around 2 Inferno forwards. Now over to Murray, who gets it into the zone. Murray trying to find Njali for the one-timer. Puck still free, but it's cleared away. Now here's Matthews with it for the Inferno. She plays it over to the near side. And that's Hart who was trying to bring it into the zone, but Njali takes it from her. And now Njali with some speed. All alone. Whoa, shot just wide. And the Steel coming out with a little bit more speed here in the second.
Yeah, some flashes of brilliance there by Malari, really turning things on here. Some good moves. Good skill on display. Murray gets knocked off the puck by number 4. Yeah.
Kovisen has had a nice, strong game so far. And here's some end-to-end action by Gardner, but she loses control, and there is going to be a penalty.
As Gardner gets taken down in contact. Again, as you said, some good, strong play by Gardner using speed. It kind of makes me think of Mike Gardner from back in the day from the NHL, one of the fastest players ever to play the game. Nevertheless, we're getting a replay of Malari coming through here. 1-on-2, goes to the backhand and the forehand, but stopped by Morgulis. And then Inferno come back the other way, Joel, and generate their own offensive pressure, as they've been doing all game. They withhold the steal on one end and come back the other way, and they've earned another power play.
So it'll be Richmond with a steal behind their own net. Just trying to kill some seconds here for this power play. And then a long feed here, and here's an opportunity for the steal. A shot, oh, and a big save.
Margolis stepping up again, stopping Hefford on the breakaway, 1-on-none.
Fantastic job there by the steal, and Hefford to just leak out behind the D. They did not even see her, but a big save by Margolis.
Yeah, Inferno looking possibly all on the attacking side and forgetting about D.
There's Karen with a shot that sails past everything. And it's plucked. Played out to center here with just 1 minute remaining on the one-person advantage. And a turnover here. There's Anjali centering feed towards no one in particular, but still being able to chew some seconds away off on the penalty kill.
Yeah, keeping the puck in the offensive zone. It's not where the Inferno want to be. They're bringing it up through neutral ice now. They have the player advantage. Oh, little hesitation by the referee. Was wondering if the arm was going to go up there.
Yeah, you could see him long necking in there a little bit. Almost put the arm up.
Oh, there it is. You asked for it, you shall receive. Maybe that long neck, maybe like a giraffe at the zoo, as one of the players works for the zoo. The zebras here are making some calls, so there you have it. A hooking penalty for the Inferno. Making it 4-on-4. This is what happened in the first period, Joel. There was a penalty called for one team, and then the other team negated the power play by going in the box themselves.
So that'll be Megan Matthews taking a seat. So we'll have a short amount of 4-on-4 hockey here in a face-off down in the Inferno end.
Just another look at that brilliant breakaway and that save here by Margulis.
Just
outweights it.
Just got a piece of it. Now here's Richmond at the point. Plays it down low towards Shields. Throws one right on. A heavy shot, too, and a big save.
Yeah, so at the moment, Joel, it's 4-on-4 hockey, but then there will be a power play to the Auckland Steel as Hidvigi will come back out of the box now, putting them up by one player.
So it'll be about a minute and a half of the one-player advantage for the Steel. Here's Anjali. Brings it into the zone. Chased by Hart, now up to Jones. Now back to Anjali. Giving her plenty of time in the far corner there. And now Jones with the seam. She'll throw one right on. That's deflected and just wide. Trying to go block her side. And again, Steele trying to get something going. There's a shot right on. Rebound is still there, and it's finally smothered by Margolis.
Yeah, Margolis putting the glove on and holding on as the Steel applying that pressure with the person advantage in the O-zone. Malari puts it up top.
And Richmond with that long shot.
And then the rebound is also saved by Margolis, so they're getting the first shot in and then the other rebound saved as well.
Now played down low, Murray to chase. She's got plenty of time. Centering feed there, one-timer, and what a save made by Margolis.
Another brilliant stop on the penalty kill here, is being the best player out on the rink so far. What a centering feed. One time that pass, and then players collide right in front. Another great save by Margolis.
Margolis has been very strong tonight. The only goal that's got through, it took about 3 or 4 hacks to get through. Here's Anjali with a nice move, cutting towards the end of the net, but it's cleared nicely by Godfrey.
So around 15 seconds left in this Inferno penalty. Matthews getting ready to come out of the penalty box.
So one last hurrah here on the power play for the Steel. Anjali with speed going close to coast, deflected. Shot just misses everything on the far side, and Horner Pascoe will collect. She'll play it down low, and it's Malari. Now back to Horner Pascoe. Finally deflected off her from Godfrey, and it's cleared out.
Maybe they realize the attacking prowess that Horner Pascoe has. The two Canterbury Inferno players just swarmed Horner Pascoe when they had the puck and then sent the puck down the ice.
So Inferno with some pretty heavy legs here at the end of the shift with that icing, unable to get a change. So an opportunity here for the Steel with some tired skaters out for the Inferno.
But they managed to win the faceoff. But still, Canterbury presses hard.
And here comes Shield into the zone. Doing a nice job containing the puck, but it's finally poked away from here to Guerin. Now a long feed here, looking for Hart, and a 2-on-1 for the Inferno. Shot right on, but again, a save made by Gibson.
Yeah, when called upon, Gibson has been answering the call, making the saves. Well picked up on the pass that's kind of up high and then turned really nicely into an offensive chance. Good wrist shot there from Canterbury.
The Inferno have got a fair number of shots, but give credit to the Steel. They have kept most of them from the outside.
Yeah, not in that high danger area, the high slot, so it's good. Not a high percentage scoring area that they're getting their shots in, so.
Yeah, they've been definitely doing a good job of keeping those high-risk, hazardous opportunities out of the goal. And I got to tell you, that may be thanks to Moorcroft and their hazardous management material.
That's it. And lots of things happen out on that rink that can be hazardous. Sticks get broken. Things need to be cleaned up. If you need anything done,
so
Moorcroft could be the answer.
Moorcroft, shout out to them and their hazardous material management, and thank you for being a gold sponsor of the Steel this year. So the Inferno back on the attack. Still just a one-goal game. It's been pretty even thus far.
Yeah, very tight contest. First matchup of the weekend, Joel. There will be another one tomorrow, but this one coming in as billed.
Hart did a nice job to keep that in the zone. And again, kept in at the line well, and now with that extra effort, able to draw a penalty.
Yeah, Canterbury Inferno holding the line very well, and then Richmond is forced to go into contact against the Inferno player right at the line, noticing there is a high danger chance going back against her. And the Steel once again going to the penalty box, Joel. That's something that we have seen a fair amount of thus far. Whether it's the body contact, the cross-checking, or in this case, what was called? Was it
the interference?
Yeah.
At first I thought it was a holding, but I was thinking of the Tau Rai Holdings for their continued sport of Auckland Steel this year.
Another gold sponsor we have to mention, and thank you to your support.
So here's Guerin for the Inferno into the zone. Another power play opportunity. There's a shot from the point with a nice blocker save made by Gibson. And that one is cleared. Not a high stick here, but actually batted out of the 8 by Guerin. Now she'll play it up to Gardner. Gardner using that long reach, but Jones able to use her body to take it from her. Then a nice play there by Patchett. And both teams. There's a turnover. Here's Gardner. Shoots it right on, and a save made by Gibson. Gardner had plenty of space there, and a bit of a bad turnover as the Steel were trying to clear the zone, but unable to capitalize were the Inferno. Gardner again using that long reach to steer the puck to safety. Now a good outlet pass, and here come the Inferno the other way. That's Hoagland trying for a centering feed. Unable to hit Matthews. And now we have another penalty coming. And we're going to get a hook. So back and forth once again with the penalties, as we have seen all night.
This is it. It's been a theme. So the Steel have had a penalty, and then again the Inferno get penalized here with the hooking penalty. Let's see if we can catch it here on the replay. Maybe just before that there. That's going to even things up for another 26 seconds, Joel. 4-on-4 action, and the face-off goes deep in the Inferno zone.
So we'll have Shields to take the draw for the Steel, and it's won by the Inferno. And that is Greaves. Played over to the near side towards Godfrey. She's got a little bit of room to work with, and he'll just try to play it up the wall, but Richmond keeps it in. Godfrey loses the little bit of traction on the ice, and it ends up going to Murray with a long shot right on. But that's held on to by Margolis, who once again is there to make the save.
Yeah, you're right, but you say hold it. She kind of bobbles it. She does get good position, but reached across her body with the glove, which is a little bit unorthodox for a goaltender. You'll see here the shot comes in really high, and then, oh, it does go off the top body area in the chest protector, but then reaction to glove it and hold on.
So we'll have a 5-on-4 advantage here for the Steel, as Richmond out of the box. Centering feed looking for Shields, gets through everyone, and it's in Jolly. And she'll play it down low. Here's Shields. Puts one right on. Rebound is right there. Shields had another opportunity.
Oh, could have shot at a bit of open net there for her to shoot at too. Unselfish play.
Had Margolis doing a two-pad stack in desperation, but couldn't put a shot away. Now here's Shields, able to intercept that clearing attempt. Down low towards Unjolly. Now back to Shields. Steele would really love to tee up her shot. She puts one right through, but Margolis saw that one all the way.
Yeah, really good positioning again by Margolis, and if you're going to get shots in and through, they need to be screens or even some redirects in front, as this shot here is another test of Margolis making the save. And there is the opportunity for Shields. Margolis scrambling to get back across, realizing there's a lot of net there. Shields elected to pass.
So Horner Pascal wins the draw, and it goes up to Jones for the steal. She'll play it down low. And now gets it back. Jones now at the point. Good pressure there from Patchett. And now down low. Horner Pascal plays it up towards Jones, but Patchett again gets a stick on it, and she has an opportunity here to chase the puck. And so much aggression that it forces Gibson to just hold on and get a whistle in her own end.
Yeah, so a good example of penalty killing from the Inferno, clearing the puck. I don't know if they noticed that they had a player streaking all the way down past in behind the Steel defense and Patchett, forcing Gibson to hold on to it.
So Gardner will play it back into the Steel's end. And Jones plays it up towards Murray. Now over towards Unjolly into the far side. And she bobbles it a little bit, and we get an offside there.
Yeah, the
referee actually
made the call.
Call.
Yeah, the linesperson couldn't see it, and it clearly was offside, which doesn't happen that often, but the referee does have authority to oversee and overturn, I guess, a non-call.
Yeah, you rarely see that.
No.
The linesperson directly on the blue line, but yet the referee makes the call from deep in the zone. It was
that obvious. The power play for the Steel is over as McDonald gets taken out from the player in the box as they came back out on the ice.
Yeah, Guerin had a little bit of pep in her step straight out of the box there.
So all that power play opportunity, Joel, and nothing really came of it. A lot of shots on net and a bit of counterattack, but the score remains 1-0 to the Auckland Steel.
Here's Godfrey. She'll just play it out to center ice. Shields is the first person there. Nice dangle there by Shields, showing a little bit of the impressive hands that she has. And we've got a hand pass here in the whistle.
There you are. A lot of hand action happening in this game, whether it's stick handling or handling the puck. You got to be careful with how and you use those hands during the game.
Just no holding, right? Leave the holdings to the Tau Ride Holdings.
Yeah, they are the experts, and they sponsor this Steel.
So Richmond keeps it in at the line, runs into her own player, Mana Keefe. And the Inferno, once again, will play behind their own net. Here's Godfrey. Tries to play it up the wall, but Keefe gets a stick on that. And Richmond will play it back down low. Players finding themselves all over the ice here, and Tunnicliffe touches the puck, and we are going to get a roughing call here on the steal.
Against Hefford. I think Hefford reacted a little bit from getting the stick in that facial area while fighting for the puck down low. We'll see it again here. Puck goes down low, kind of goes in towards getting it. Stick goes right up in that face area, but the no call. Then she gets just a little bit aggressive with the hand and gives a shove.
A bit of a retaliation there. An errant stick came up to the face region, and she did not like that.
No, I mean, not many people would stick to the face. Good thing that she was wearing a full face cage, preventing any injury.
Do you wear a full cage when you play?
You know what? I've got 3 different ones that I wear. Normally a half visor, so no, not normally.
You can't protect this beautiful $1 million mug you've got?
Well, that's what I have a massive beard for, thinking that that's going to make a difference. You might be modeling just the upper part of the lip sweater below the nose. But yeah, no, I've changed. Had a bit of a fishbowl for a while. But you got to protect yourself at all times when you play this game.
It's a fast-paced game, that is for sure. And so Inferno into the zone. Hart with an opportunity. Her shot is steered away with assistance from Murray on defense. And then here's a shot from a sharp angle. That goes wide. And a shot blocked by Horner Pascoe. And that's Lewis doing battle. And then a nice saucer pass up towards Gardner. She leaves it for Kovison. Her shot is blocked again by Murray, but Inferno maintained possession. There's Shattuck with a shot. That ricochets wide. Now back up to Gardner. A much more structured power play here for the Inferno, as there's a centering feed and a backhander right on, but again, Gibson is there.
Yeah, good setup by the Inferno, as you've mentioned. Good structural play and setting up kind of a maybe set play on the forehand, then goes to the backhand because contact was there. Had to do it in a hurry and get it away, but Gibson making the save.
So just 10 seconds remaining on the one-person advantage as Shattuck's shot is steered away with a blocker from Gibson and cleared by the steal, and that will do it. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey.
Yeah, Hefford's back out of the penalty box. That was one of the first times we hadn't had a counter penalty in this period.
That was some aggressive play back and forth, and it looks like Shattuck is going to go for a trip. So there's the penalty you were hoping for. I should
have just kept my mouth shut, Joel, and I must have done it. The commentator's curse. Shattuck in contact here. A bit too much against the Auckland Steel player, and the referee in great position to make that call, whether you agree with it or not.
So we've had a lot of special teams in this game, but so far not a lot of success.
No goals this period, and there's been 5 penalties thus far. I think that was the 6th.
So Horner Pascal play it up top towards Richmond. Her shot's directed wide. Now Murray has it in the far corner. Now over to Anjali. Back to Murray. A little bit of overload in the corner between the two veterans.
Yeah, really isolating that right defensive player. Puck awkwardly squirts off the sponsorship on the boards there.
You can blame center ice for that one.
Well, it's positioned in that bottom corner, maybe for a reason.
Well, you'd think that advertisement would be in a different location.
Well, of course, based on name alone. As we get another look here at the penalty to the Canterbury Inferno. I mean, you got to say it has been consistently called. There was the forearm shove earlier in the game, and then that getting called again. So
they're calling it
anything,
tight.
They are calling it. Yeah, they are doing a good job that way.
And that's really all these teams can ask for is just consistent refereeing. That's what you're looking for. Now here's an opportunity, a shot right on, and another big save from Margolis, who's once again in great position. Now to the far side. Hefford will play it behind the net. Here's Guerin. Plays it off the wall, but kept in nicely by Jones. Now Jones leaves it for Hefford. Throws one on, but a nice snatch out of the air by Margolis.
Margolis, you're hearing that name an awful lot here. Fano, it's someone that you definitely need to pay attention to as they are backstopping this Inferno with another cross-body catch of the puck.
Well, when you're that quick, you might as well, right?
Yeah, very good reflexes there.
Need to give your team a break, especially when they're chasing on the penalty kill, by getting that whistle.
They are working very hard out there as the Steel are pressing.
There's a Fee looking for Anjali in the back door, but broken up nicely by Gardner, and it is cleared with just 20 seconds remaining on this one-person advantage.
Shattuck already standing, waiting to get back on the ice, pretty eager. 2 minutes remaining in this second period.
So here's Horner Pascal trying to go coast to coast. Steered away by Gardner. Now Anjali has it. Now they'll play it back down low towards Murray. Little give and go action. Anjali with an opportunity again, and she scores her second of the night, and it's 2-0 Steel.
What a goal. She gets her own rebound just after the Inferno power penalty kill. And Mulari cashes in. Some good passing with Horner Pasco back and forth. Comes right in the middle. When she gets this puck back, gets a shot off. Rebound comes right to her from the backhand. Forehand goes upstairs over the glove of Margulis. And it is 2-0 Auckland Steel.
So well done to Anjali Mulari once again picking up the rubbish. So shout out to Pink Bins Company again for their work here tonight.
Well, I mean, that work was pretty much done by Mulari, getting her own rebound. It was giving the opportunity she was presented off the pad. It says, why not? I will take this. And put that right upstairs in the top of the net to score, making it 2-0 for the Auckland Steel. That's her second of the night.
But once again, for the Steel, they had to work at it, take a couple hacks at it just to get it in, because that's how strong Margolis has been this evening. But a very timely goal towards the end of the period as a nice blocker save there by Margolis. And the Steel are back on the attack. There's a shot again. Margolis did not even see it, but was in great position nonetheless.
Yeah, making the save with the stick shaft. Not easy to do. Good positioning often will save your bacon on that one.
So here's Shields getting some momentum through the neutral zone.
Takes her own player down.
Reeves just couldn't quite get out of the way. And now here's Godfrey for the Inferno. She'll play it up the near wall. It'll be Jones to chase, as Hodge is pressuring her. Now Godfrey again gets a stick on it. Trying to get it over towards Eccleton Allen. And now Jones up the far wall. That hits the Zam door. Brief moment of panic for the Steel, but they recover and clear the zone.
20 seconds remaining in this period.
Now played up the near wall. That's Greaves trying to take it herself. Was able to slide it over towards Matthews. Matthews trying to drop it towards Kovicin, but
there will be a penalty there, Joel.
Yeah, Jones intercepted that pass nicely and then gets taken down to draw the penalty with just 6 seconds remaining in the period. That's massive.
Oh, for sure, as Kovicin makes a massive hit there and in contact breaks her own stick. So nevertheless, the evidence is clearly there that the stick breaks in the contact and will be penalized going in, well, potentially going into the third period. I have not, well, we'll see. There's 6 seconds remaining in the second period, Joel, so there could be a goal scored here. We shall see after this faceoff.
Steel win it, throws it right through, but a nice stick save by Margolis. And that will do it for the second period. The Steel get a late goal to widen that lead to 2. But again, other than that, a pretty even period.
Yeah, you are right. It's just been, there's been a bit of a battle between the special teams, a lot of special teams action. But again, both of the goals scored by the Steel have come on equal strength, and they have both come off the stick of Anjali Malari and from the stick of Jasmine Horner-Pascoe.
They definitely have some chemistry playing together, especially with that give and go, and Helen Murray threw her in the mix as well. They are very familiar with each other on the ice, and it is shining through here in that second period.
Shining well with the Steel reference. Well done, Mr. Rindelob, that is for sure. And also noting some of the experience that this Steel lineup has. In fact, mentioning, you said Helen Murray, one of the alternative captains, she just retired from the Ice Ferns, played in her last international duty down in Dunedin here in Aotearoa in New Zealand. So a big shout out to her and her international playing career. That's a phenomenal achievement, and someone who's been a stalwart in this game here in New Zealand.
A fixture for New Zealand ice hockey, really, and also a doctor, so going to get back to the lab, I guess.
Well, yeah, well, I mean, she certainly gives back in an awful lot of ways, not just within the community for ice hockey, but in the community for looking after your head.
Yeah,
does
brain
a lot of
research.
stuff with neuroscience and concussion. So she's leading the charge on that. So if you ever have anything you need in that regard, she is the one to go and see.
But we'll see if she has her head in the game here, heading into the third. The concluding period coming your way shortly. Kia ora koutou katoa, and welcome back to the New Zealand Women's Ice Hockey League. We are about to start period number 3. I'm Joel Rindelab alongside the wonderful, beautiful Mr. Ian.
Wow, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be alongside you, Joel, and we love commentating on this ice hockey action here, and it's been great so far.
Indeed it has, and what a period we saw there in the second with Anjali Malari getting her second of the night in kind of similar fashion, right?
Yeah, also assisted by Jasmine Horner-Pascoe just at the tail end of the power play. The power play actually finished, and then they put sustained pressure on against the Inferno. A shot on net, rebound, another shot, rebound, and a goal. So they are definitely getting some opportunities, but it's taking that third or fourth one to break through.
And indeed they have, holding on to that 2-goal lead, but it hasn't been easy.
No, that's true. The Inferno are really doing well with their structured play. They have been getting some great goaltending so far as well, but they've got themselves into a bit of penalty trouble.
There seems like we've been getting penalties called just back and forth all night.
Yeah, and as I said earlier, it's been fairly consistent. It's really good to see, and catching up with in between periods, the chief supervising referee, Braden, and he had some good praise for the referees, and hopefully they continue this good calling of the game to be consistent, and that's what the players want. They want consistent calling so they know where the line is, and they can just get out there and play.
Wow, you're getting all the inside info talking to the head of refereeing.
Well, he's somebody who's been involved in the game since he was 10. And he's in his mid-50s now, so you do the math. Quite a long time in the game. I'm not sure how long he's been the chief referee, but he's definitely been involved as a referee for a long, long time.
So we're just waiting for the ice to freeze a little bit here, which is all, of course, useful in the sport of ice hockey.
Yeah, well, you'll notice that if you have too much water on the rink after it's been re-groomed and it doesn't dry properly, it leaves patches of water on the top surface, and the puck will actually stop momentarily or sometimes stop altogether.
But we are back here going full steam ahead here in the third period as the Steels start on the power play. Once again, working that overload with Malari. And then up to point, there's a shot right on, rebound, steered away. And finally cleared as Matthews backhands it, but only to center ice. As Rachel Richmond was able to get a stick on that. And again, Anjali will play it up to Richmond. Now back to Anjali, puts one in, looking for the hat trick, but a nice blocker save made by Margolis.
Yeah, very patient with the puck or the steal, and it's unfortunately gone out of their zone now. But they really worked that overload, as you mentioned, and kind of set things up from that space that Malari gets in.
Turnover there. That's some aggressive penalty killing by the Inferno. And instead they'll play it down behind the net, and they'll get some fresh penalty kill legs out there. So here's Horner-Pascoe. Taken from her by Guerin. Now Guerin all alone. She shoots. She scores! The Inferno are on the board, and it's just a 1-goal game.
There you have it. The Inferno answering back, and Guerin breaks through the wall that has been Gibson in this steal. So roughing up that foundation, getting through on the breakaway here after some great dogged determination, just getting through Gibson's lower body there under the glove. And the Inferno cut that lead in half, Joel, 2-1.
Well, I got to say, did not expect a shorthanded goal here for the Inferno that completely throw this period upside down. And we have ourselves a hockey game.
Wow, yeah, it's been a great game, and it continues to be. And it's getting a lot closer, as you might expect.
And once again, Guerin with some forechecking here aggressively on the penalty kill, forcing Shields to skate it up herself, and then finally dumped in. It'll be Godfrey, first person back, plays it up to Guerin. Now Guerin with another opportunity. She's got some speed. Brings it in, a shot and a stick save made by Gibson.
A good back check there also by Hefford to keep Guerin on that outside, showing some blazing speed. for the Inferno.
Now, Kavisen is out of the box, and we are back to 5-on-5 hockey. The only goal scored there, shorthanded, by Gabriel Guerin.
And that's the first goal on special teams play, Joel, in this game. Both of the steal goals have been on equal strength.
And now here's Kavisen with some fresh legs out of the box. She goes one-on-one, alone, backhand, and a save made, rebound, and it just sails wide.
And in the effort, what a play there by the Inferno. There will be a call against Captain Jones for the steal, getting penalized for the body contact after this great one-on-one rush. As trying to go backhand, forehand, backhand into the far end, and gets another shot, but unfortunately gets the side netting, not the inside netting. But they are going on the power play, aren't they? The Canterbury Inferno.
We have seen 3 fantastic opportunities from the Inferno leading to a power play here, and they have come out on fire. There's a shot and a score! It deflects on in front with a shot from Guerin, and we have a tie game.
Wow, cooking with some gas and really heating up are the Inferno, and they get another one here really quickly on this power play. Guerin takes the shot. Looks like it might have been deflected in by Kavisen, getting a touch on it with the stick. And a screen Gibson. We got a tied hockey game, Joel.
Wow, Ian, wow. Scoring within 6 seconds of that power play.
You might say scorching.
Scorching. So just like that, we have a tie game with over 17 minutes left to play in this third period. And here come the Inferno again.
They may have the steal really rattled here as they have scored 2 straight in this third period. As you get another look at it, Guerin with the shot. It does look like it takes a deflection there. Someone gets it. Nevertheless, a lot of that offense going through Guerin.
Well, she definitely came out firing in that beginning of this period with some speed that maybe the Auckland Steel on their back heels a little bit.
Really backing them off, yeah. Cooling them down, if you will.
And the Inferno have taken full advantage. And we'll see how the Auckland Steel respond. But the Inferno have been battling all night, and you did think maybe it was just a matter of time where they finally actually got some high-quality opportunities in front of the net.
Yes, they definitely got some reward for all their effort thus far. And it just has broken things open just a little bit, even though now we're locked up at 2 goals apiece.
So Rachel Richmond to chase. Fun fact about Rachel Richmond, did you know she was actually related to the Wright brothers? There's a shot from a sharp angle. Gibson again makes a save and will hold on. The Wright brothers.
Yeah, the Wright brothers, the ones that the origins of the plane.
Orville and Wilbur Wright.
W.
The first flight in recorded human history.
Rightio.
And do you know how long it lasted?
Didn't last long, did it?
12 seconds.
Yeah, it was very short. But hey, they did it.
Hey, longer than that last power play.
In half the time. And the first flight, there you go.
An amazing fun fact, not just 66 years later from our first flight, we landed on the moon.
Okay, so 1969.
1969.
Yeah, I know. I was just trying to do the math in my head because it's 2 years after the last Stanley Cup victory for the Toronto Maple Leafs. That's how long it's been.
How long has it been since the Maple Leafs won a cup? Can you do that math?
Well, it's just too long. I don't even want to think about it.
Almost as long as from when
Color
the
TV
first flight,
was invented.
First flight, the distance between first flight and landing on the moon.
Yes, yes. But thank you for reminding me.
Yeah,
of
well,
that,
that's my job, isn't it?
You have many talents. Thank you for that.
So still locked up here at 2. Here's Lewis behind her own net. Again, Guerin getting a stick on that. She's been everywhere this period.
Yeah, having herself a great game. And so is Greaves as she comes in. mishandles the puck a little bit, though, there.
But that is actually a perfect play. Almost got a whistle there with a line change from going 1-on-4. Another scary turnover in front, but Steele able to clear. So it'll be Godfrey to get the puck. Murray on her back. And forced to turn it the other way. Kovisen gives it back to Godfrey. Now Godfrey around the far end. There's Hart. Tries to corral it. And then Godfrey with a couple hacks. But it's played down low. Murray was looking for Njali. Couldn't make the connection. And still at center ice. Now the near wall just past Murray. And Njali trying to tip it to herself as players do battle, and both Steele hit the deck. But Horner Pascoe is there to save the day. What a nice play by Kovisen to intercept. And she'll play it on the far wall. And McDonald's the first one there. Now McDonald tries to wrap it around the boards up towards Njali. She's able to get it to Horner Pascoe now with some speed into the zone. Here's Horner Pascoe with a shot and a stick save made by Morgullis. You can't give Horner Pascoe much room at all. She is so quick.
Very quick, skilled with the hands, and also can have a great release of the shot. Not only can shoot, but a great passer as well, as evident so far in the first 2 periods of this game.
So for those of you tuning in, curious about the Auckland Christchurch battle, we also have another game going on tonight between these two cities and the Canterbury Red Devils. So there's a shot right on and a save by Margolis. Currently leading the Botany Swarm 6-2.
Is it 6-2? Last time I checked it was 5. So they've gone up again with another goal, 6-2, down in Canterbury.
So that one might be a little out of control. This is the action. This is
where
Auckland,
you want to be. You want to be viewing this game, really.
The Auckland-Canterbury rivalry centered around this tight affair, 2 apiece after 2 quick goals to start this period for the Inferno. And another opportunity here.
For the Inferno, yes, as you mentioned it. It looks like number 10, Tony Cliff, will be penalized for interference. Kind of got the stick in the way of the skating forward Inferno player and withheld their forward progress. And that is the definition of interference.
So once again, a power play opportunity here for the Inferno and a chance to take the lead. Now played up top. Here's Guerin. She's being pestered, able to dish it off to Godfrey. Godfrey now over to the far side. Centering feed here, hits a skate, and it's able to be cleared, but knocked out of the air by Godfrey with some nice hands. Now Shattuck. She'll leave it on the wing. And now Matthews. Plays it down low towards Guerin. Guerin with the centering feed is blocked. The nice stick by Lewis. And then finally cleared by McDonald. And here comes Richmond with a little bit of space. Richmond all alone, backhander, and a save made. Oh my, great play, but we have a penalty as Richmond goes hard into the net.
Yeah, Richmond skating with a lot of speed, going one-on-one with someone on her back and takes her down from that side. Does she get the shot off? She kind of does, but is harassed from that back side and goes hard into the net. She is down, and it looks like we are going to be getting a penalty shot here, indicated by the referee. Not sure if Richmond's going to be able to take this penalty shot. Joel is still laboring from that collision.
Yeah, she went real hard into the back of the net there.
Oh, there was a tap, like a slash towards the hand area, went down straight into the goal.
Good to see her get up on her own strength, though. Bit of a scary moment there for Steel fans.
But this is quite a moment, though, isn't it, Joel? It's not only is there a power play to the Inferno, so on a shorthanded break away, Richmond gets taken down, and now there is a penalty shot going against Canterbury as a potential to break this this game open from its block at 2.
And it looks like, yeah, a bit of a shoulder issue there, but she's worked it out. So we have Rachel Richmond penalty shot in the third period of a 2-2 game.
What more can you ask for? What a game we've got here, Joel. This is phenomenal. Here goes Richmond.
And a save made by Morgullis. And no takeoff there for Richmond.
Oh,
Flight
okay.
canceled.
Not the right moves, was it? It was definitely well set, well saved by Morgullis. Certainly read that one like a textbook on how to fly, how to stop a penalty shot.
So maybe we'll see another flight here from the descendant of the Wright brothers and Rachel Richmond. But until then, we remain at 2 apiece. And now here's Guerin. Dishes it off, a shot right on. Rebound still loose momentarily, and the Inferno are attacking. Now here's Shattuck, recollects in center ice.
Been a bit of the MO of the Inferno so far, Joel, is they respond very quickly to any attacking pressure that the Steel have been giving them.
Kovieson leaves it to Guerin. Guerin with a little bit of space on a sharp angle, but that's batted down nicely by Gibson. Again, about 40 seconds remaining on this power play opportunity here for the Inferno. Now there's a one-timer attempt looking for Kovieson. Just bounced over her stick. And now once again, Kovieson. Centering feed there, and a one-timer by Shattuck, but somehow Gibson got a glove on that.
Some really good movement by the Inferno, working things around, pinpointing where their free players are, generating their offense with the person advantage.
So much needed clearance there for the Steel, able to get it out of the zone, some fresh legs out on the ice. And here comes Jones. Throws it up towards center ice as Tunnicliffe is out of the box. And the Inferno able to get to center ice. Jones has it. Plays it towards Shields. Shields takes down 2 Inferno defenders. That is some brute strength.
That is 2 for the price of 1, both getting colliding at the same time.
And now here's Gardner. She'll play it up.
Oh, another massive collision. Not sure if that was on purpose or not, but this is certainly heating up with this physicality.
Yeah, Gardner lost a twig, and it's 2 zones away. She's going to have to be quick to pick that up as Keefe has the puck, but she comes in offsides.
Offsides is right, so you got to get things sorted. And if you ever have things that are out of sorts, you may want to, especially with your vehicle, you may want to stop in to see Hyde Automotive, who are sponsoring the Auckland Steel. See Paul and Brent at Hyde Automotive, big sponsor.
Shout out to Hyde Automotive. So we're just over halfway through this third period. A lot of end-to-end action, and this is tight. You can sense the tension here in the building.
It is there and obvious. Well, we've got a great game to be commentating for.
And now Hidvigi trying to make something happen. Plays it over towards Hefford, just in front of her though. Greaves throws one in, but Hidvigi able to get a skate on that to intercept. Now up the wall again on the near side. Cross ice pass there looking for Keefe just in front of her, so Godfrey steps in front. And now here comes Horner Pascoe. Horner Pascoe with a dipsy doodle, puts it through and just misses. What a save there by Morgullis.
She just took on everyone. Horner Pascoe breaking in 1-on-3, showing again such high level of skill, putting her stick right on top of her head as she has a glorious chance. She just kind of makes something happen here. Goes through one, goes through the other, back and forth with the hands and gets the shot, but Morgullis there to stop it when needed.
Dangerous, dangerous play there if you're an Inferno fan. And a great play by Margolis to keep this at 2 apiece. And there's a shot from Njali just wide. Now players do battle. Godfrey hits the deck as Murray was looking to make a play. And players running into the boards, giving this building a good shake. And it's Godfrey trying to do some work. Able to slip it up to her teammate. But now Njali takes it the other way for the steal. Gets through one person, throws one towards the net, but just misses wide.
Again with a great toe drag move. But the Inferno not budging.
Playing out of the zone, it's Patchett to chase. Patchett and Jones doing battle. Jones plays it up the wall, finds Shields. Now over to Njali. And now she's got an opportunity. Able to cut to the center of the ice. Great puck possession here, and she'll just play it down low and go off for a change. Now Gardner and Shields racing for the puck. Played out to Guerin. Just in front of here. Now Shields has it, trying to make a move towards the net, but we get a whistle for an offside.
It looked like it could have been a really good opportunity for the steal, but the puck just came over that line. Here's another look at Njali, putting that toe drag on display, just making quick moves around the defender for the Inferno, but that shot goes high and wide.
So many dangles we've seen from Njali over the years. Always a threat out there, no matter what kind of space she gets.
Yeah, again, someone who's been at the top of her game for an awful long time, and a great representative for the Ice Ferns, playing that top level, putting those skills on display.
So here's Gardner over Kovisi, puts one on the goal, but Gibson forced to make a tough save.
Yeah, great one-time shot there, and equally well saved by Gibson.
And Shattuck broke the twig, has to skate straight off.
Just basically shattered in her hands.
And now Lewis has it. Trying to play it over the near side, but the steal were going off on a change. Now to the far side, that's Hart for the Inferno. Trying to get around Richmond, and now here's a shot, and we hit the iron. Oh my, what an opportunity for Megan Matthews.
Off of the goalpost, and I think even the red light went on from the goal judge. Not sure what they were seeing, but that clearly hit iron. Another chance for the Inferno, breaking in on the backhand. What a shot. On edge was the puck off the goalpost, and Gibson jumps on top of it to cover it up.
See Gibson thanking her posts there at the end of that one.
As you would.
As a goaltender, you need a good relationship with your goalpost. That is for sure.
Well, I don't know if it was a bad one, like what that looks like. Have you been on the wrong end of those a few times?
I have.
Poor relationships,
yeah.
steely cold.
As you can see on that replay, fraction of an inch, centimeter, if you will. But I say that from the Mighty Ducks reference. Fraction of an inch, Charlie. Fraction of an inch.
I don't want to ask if you're like the Goldberg or not the goalie. Can you stop a knuckle puck?
Here's an opportunity. It's Horner Pascal for the steal, but a great defensive effort by Greaves to neutralize it. And now here goes the other way. An opportunity for the Infernos. It's Matthews. Matthews all alone trying to go top cheddar glove side, but just missed. Fraction of an inch, Charlie.
Had another player there streaking on the other side, but went too high with the shot.
Now here's Helen Murray, puts one through, and a glove save made by Margolis.
So we have got end-to-end action in this game. You certainly want to be watching this NZWIHL game, as look at this break here. Oh, maybe a piece of it from the glove. That shot did not miss by much. And right back the other way were the Auckland Steel, and Murray getting a shot on net. We are back and forth here at the break here at Paradise Avenue.
So Shattuck with a fresh twig, able to play it up the near wall. Found Patchett, and Patchett over to Guerin. And now Hoagland trying to do battle in the far corner. But the puck squirts free, and it's Tunnicliffe. Tries to play it up the wall, but Shattuck does a nice job to keep that in. And now Shattuck towards the goal, blocked her away nicely by Gibson. Now players do battle in the far corner. Really nice play by Hefford there. Great awareness to get it over to Shields. Now Shields trying to get one through. Bouncing puck towards the net. And a nice opportunity there for the steal.
Yeah, good awareness by the passer there, Hefford, putting the pass into space so Hefford could skate onto it, or Shields could skate onto it, I should say. 4.5 minutes, Joel, in the third period.
Gardner will play it up. We are getting into crunch time here. Still all knotted at 2 apiece. A lot to play for here. As a bouncing puck finds Horner Pascoe, but it just deflects wide. And now Matthews trying to reach it towards center ice, but Anjali gets a stick on that. And now Jones has it. She'll go cross ice towards Murray, with Kovieson on her back. And now Ashley Richmond will bring it into the zone for the steal. Greaves, the first one there, loses some footing behind the net. Now trying to find Ashley Richmond. She couldn't control. And then Horner Pascoe plays it down low towards Anjali. She'll turn around and go the other way. And now Anjali once again poked away from her very nicely by Gardner. And now Gardner the other way. 2-on-1 here for the Inferno. Gardner trying to find Kovieson, but could not control the rolling puck. Played down low towards Hart, but Lewis trying to seal her off. Does a nice job. But Kovieson's the first one there to force it the other way. Now Lewis up the wall again towards Murray. But that's poked away. And now at the blue line, up towards Horner Pascoe. Over towards Anjali. 2-on-4 here. As they just backhanded towards the net, and a cover there by Morgolis.
Yeah, possibly towards the end of the shift was Malari as well as Horner Pascoe looking to make a change, get some fresh legs out there. They had a lengthy shift and were under pressure in their own zone as the Inferno were really doing well to keep them hemmed in again. So looking to see what breaks through in this last 3 minutes here, Joel.
So puck is cleared by the Inferno, the length of the ice, but it's just crosses over that red line. We get the whistle for the icing.
Yeah, that's what it is for icing. If the player plays the puck before the mid-center ice line and it goes past the baseline, I guess we call it the red line, the other red line.
The goal line.
Goal line, yeah, I guess the goal line all the way around. That will result in an icing and the puck comes back in the Inferno zone.
So here come the Inferno trying to make an aggressive play to turn it the other way, but a great play by Jones to keep it in. And now trying to steer it towards the puck was Richmond. Able to get it as far as Hefford. Now Hefford doing battle with Godfrey. Guerin's there to come scoop it up. Plays it up the wall towards Patchett. Her pass is intercepted by Jones. Now Jones will bring it in herself. Jones with a sharp angle. Thought about a shot. Instead carries it to the other side. And then Murray with a clapper from the blue line. Almost a knuckle puck there, but just hits the skate of Morgelis. Now Guerin the other way puts one right on, but gloved away very confidently by Gibson.
Yeah, Gibson again making saves when it counts. You get a back and forth game, end-to-end action. You'll see here, shot from the point. Wobbling pass.
Oh, yeah, that was a drop shot.
Yeah, it was even probably a change-up knuckle puck.
Yeah, those are hard to stop. There's not much you can do except be in good position.
As there, yeah, Margulis was. Same for Gibson. Great positional goaltenders, and they are being tested here in the third period. Knotted at last 2 minutes.
Here's Kovieson trying to get something started from behind the goal. But lost the puck. And now here's Anjali. She'll bring it into the zone, put on the brakes, but Kovieson's right on her back, and it squirts back out to center ice. Now over towards Anjali again. Murray's trying to get there, as this top line is getting heavy ice time to close out this third. It'll be Gardner. She'll play it up the wall, able to get it out. And Jolly's there to collect for the steal. Now over to Lewis. Lewis trying to look cross ice. Pass is deflected by Hart, but it goes right to Hefford. And then Hefford throws one towards the net. Why not? But steered away by Morgullis.
Last minute of the third period.
Now here's Hart for the Inferno. 1-on-3. Throws one towards the net, but misses wide. Richmond, first person there. Clears it up to center ice, but that's taken out of the air by Shields. Now Shields with a little bit of space. Shields puts one through and a glove save by Morgullis.
Wow, what a timely save, too, by Morgullis, making that glove save there as Shields coming in right through the middle, taking 1-on-2, splitting the D, and takes a nice hard wrist shot. Morgullis is there, flashing the glove.
And we'll get a timeout here by the Inferno, maybe to rest their top legs because
top legs. I like what you said there. Yeah.
Their top line.
Yeah, yeah.
The legs of their top line.
Yes,
Is that not the top legs?
I don't know. You see your legs are on the bottom of the body, but hey, that's fine. You got to rest them nevertheless. Get them back out there because they got 45 seconds remaining in this third period. Will we see extra time, or will Canterbury take advantage of the rest period they've been given for their top line to re-energize those legs?
45 seconds, and they still got some work to do. And if you need work done, you should contact the NW Contractors, who have joined the Steel family as a gold sponsor this season.
Getting things done. If you need that work, go and see them. They contract. So another replay of Shields breaking it in here.
Yeah.
Timely opportunity, last 45 seconds. Take your shots. Why not?
And here we go. Last minute of play here in the third. Puck dangerously sitting at the blue line, finally cleared by the Inferno as the seconds tick away. 30 remaining here in the third period. Still knotted, 2 apiece. Can the Steel find a way?
And likewise for the Inferno, can they counterattack and use their structured play and take one the other way?
Here's Richmond the other way, puts one through, but Shattuck was able to get a piece of that, and it's steered wide. Now here's a turnover right at the blue line. Here's Horner Pascal trying to get control of it. Jones able to finally get it, direct it towards the net, but that's intercepted and cleared by the Inferno, and that will tick off the last seconds here of the third period.
We are getting a treat. We're going to be having some extra time. This is gone the distance. So after 3 periods of 20 minutes of play, Joel, we have 2-2 tie heading into overtime.
1 hour was not enough to decide this one. And boy, what a third period we saw. Started out hot, fiery Inferno with those 2 quick goals, and then it's been back and forth ever since.
Yeah, a lot of back and forth. I think we even had a penalty shot, Joel. Don't forget about that. We had Richmond taking this, got hauled down, got injured a little bit on the play, and managed to muster up the strength to take the penalty shot. Must have been laboring. Didn't get a great shot away. Still got the shot away. Saved by Morgullis. Really kind of steadied the ship again as Morgullis was called upon again and again to make some timely saves.
She was fantastic. Both goaltenders have been fantastic. How many breakaways in that third period alone did we see? And they've stepped up to the challenge.
Oh, for sure. And both of these teams, they have substantial weapons on either side that can score. As you can see, for the Inferno, number 10, man, she's having a fantastic game, Guerin. And really the whole lineup. Yeah, absolutely. And then on the other side, Anjali's got 2 goals set up from Horner Pascal. They've been using that line an awful lot. The longer this goes, you wonder, are they going to continue to have the legs or the energy to keep going? So there we are. We're getting the confirmation.
3-on-3 for 5 minutes. This is wide open.
3-on-3. And then it could potentially go into a shootout if that doesn't resolve things, Joel.
Well, the shootout will never end. From what we've seen with the goaltending tonight, no one's going to have
scoring. Show the goalies shoot. I would love to see that. Go through as many players as you can, then get the goalies. Why not?
Wow.
We are setting new ground here, just setting precedent. This is uncharted area potentially.
If you're just tuning in now, you are watching the game of the year so far. Constant end-to-end action, fantastic goaltending, unbelievable goals. We've seen it all tonight.
High level of skill. There's been some great tangles and stick handling moves. We've had some huge hits in this game. The physicality has been there. We haven't really mentioned that enough, I don't think. But these two teams are really throwing everything at each other. Are they going to, is the Inferno going to be able to heat it up enough to melt the steel, or will the steel structurally hold for long enough to withstand the Inferno pressure and be able to take this to the limit and hold on and get a victory here, Joel?
You know, there's just nothing I can say to follow that up.
We are on fire here. We are just picking up like an absolute magma flow spewing out of a volcano. It's unbelievable. We love it.
Well, I believe that technically becomes lava once it leaves.
Right, okay. Well, I'm just so excited it's just spewing out of my mouth.
Well, stay tuned. We are about to drop the puck here for an extra session. 5 minutes of 3-on-3 open ice hockey. I am excited.
Wow, I can't wait to watch this. This will be phenomenal.
With a lot of experience and depth on this Auckland side. Starting things off with Horner Pascal and Jolly Malari and Rachel Richmond. Be facing Matthews, Kovison, and Shattuck. Here's Malari, brings it into the zone with some time, throws one through, but a save made by Margolis. Now Patient and Jolly tries to go through Shattuck, but it's knocked away. And here's Richmond. Richmond patiently playing it over towards Anjali. Shattuck closing in on her. She'll play it down low towards Horner Pascal. She loses her footing, and it's Kovison the first one there. Kovison tried to go far side. This might go the distance for an icing. It's a race to the puck, and it is an icing.
Wow, so a lot of emphasis, Joel, on one-on-one battles on 3-on-3, and you really see the patient approach that the Steel have. The Inferno not able to use that full structured play when it's 5-on-5. There's so much more open ice, so the Steel players looking to potentially take advantage of that to exploit the extra space and time that they may be able to generate. Inferno looking to respond.
Inferno need a line change here, so they'll do just that. With a softly placed, they wave off the icing, and so here we go.
Hefford kind of just went down momentarily there.
Shields there to the rescue. She'll take it herself, going end-to-end here. Swatted away nicely by Godfrey. Now up the far wall is a big collision there. No call as here we continue. Now here's Jones. Jones and Shields with a 2-on-1. Jones has it herself. They got Horner Pascal back out there, so double shifting her.
Taken away nicely by the Inferno.
That's Guerin again, who has had a very strong game, really setting the tone for the Inferno. Now Guerin tries to go through Jones, but it's knocked away. Now here's Horner Pascal. Horner Pascal puts one in, but a stick save by Margolis. Now cross ice. Looking for Patchett. Richmond's there instead. Richmond brings it in. Now Richmond with the seam. Richmond puts one just wide as Patchett was on her back. Now to the far side, that's Hart. Hart up towards Patchett, just in front of her. Otherwise, they had a 2-on-1 on Anjali, the forward, who would have been forced to play some D.
Still gets it taken away in the corner.
Patchett centering feed towards Hart, but a nice stick check by Horner Pascal. And now Hart has it. All by herself, centering feed towards no one as Patchett was going for a change. And here comes Richmond into the zone. Leaves it for Anjali. Anjali with a sharp angle shot deflects wide. And now Anjali gets it back. 2 minutes remaining here in the overtime session. As Richmond and Gardner do battle. Gardner comes away with it. Nice soft feed here towards Hart. Trying to make something happen. A little bit of space, but some good D by Helen Murray to steer her away.
Yeah, had someone going far post, but unable to pass it across. Good defense there by the steal.
This is a long shift for Anjali as well.
Yeah, it's probably going to go for a change. Minute 35 left in overtime.
Now here's Jones. Thought about the long breakaway pass. Instead keeps it herself with plenty of room. Throws one right towards the net. But that's steered away by the glove of Margolis. And now here come the Inferno the other way. Had an opportunity. Couldn't quite make it happen. Here's Hoagland into the zone. Now Hoagland and Jones do battle on the far side. Hoagland hits the deck. Puck still underneath her. Takes a couple.
Last minute in overtime, Joel.
Last minute remaining. And the Inferno. It'll be Shattuck in her own end. Plays it up the wall. Takes a funny bop off the Zamdor. Instead hits the stick of Matthews. Megan Matthews into the zone. She hit the pipe earlier. Makes a move now. Megan Matthews shoots. Oh, and what a save by Gibson. Saving the day once again.
Probably not just the day, but the game, Joel. What a move by Matthews. Goes all the way around the defender. Looking to outweigh Gibson, but Gibson stays with it. Look at this on the back end. Cuts in the middle. Forehand, waits, shot, and a toe save by Gibson.
Wow. We are seeing some high-quality ice hockey here with just 27 seconds left. And if we don't settle it here, we'll go straight to that shootout.
27 seconds. Here we are. Inferno ozone faceoff.
Crucial faceoff here. Won by the Inferno. Here's Godfrey. Chased by Hefford. She'll just slap one towards the net. Actually hits Shields. Now another centering feed broken up by Shields. Now here's Kovison. Shields once again doing great work to protect the puck. Now Ashley Richmond plays it over to Kovison. Now an opportunity here for the Inferno. Poke check. Gibson once again. Great timing.
Wow, oh my goodness, does she ever come up huge in the last 10 seconds. Coming in there with the poke check, stopping that centering feed by the Inferno, who were really putting the pressure onto the steal. Showing some tired legs potentially as they took over in that last kind of 30, 40 seconds of overtime. And now we're going to a shootout, Joel. After what have we played, 70 minutes of hockey?
65.
Excuse me, I want to play longer. I just would like to see more hockey. That's it, 65
I would
minutes.
agree with you there. After 3 periods and an overtime session, we are headed to a shootout.
So now the coaches, they have the job. Oh, and they are also going to be deciding who will be shooting. And the referee has just got the coin out of the pocket and done the coin toss as to who is shooting first and who is going to shoot second. So they will choose how many shooters? 5 shooters. And then after those 5 have shot, I believe you have to select a new set, potentially, possibly 3. We'll get confirmation on that, as everyone will be writing down who will be shooting and submit that to the referees. Not everyone will be writing it. It'll be the coaches.
But I will say, shots favored the Inferno, 34-31. But again, both goaltenders only let in 2 goals, and both teams had to do some serious work to get them.
Yeah, so even right now as we stand, so going into this shootout period, both teams have earned a point. That's a given. But it's also who's going to come away with the bonus point or the extra point to have 2 instead of the 1. Or do they get the 3 for a win?
Just the 2.
It should be just the 2. Here we go.
Is Megan Matthews for the Inferno. And a glove save made by Gibson, no doubt about it.
Way to start there as another strong, it was a strong move, but really well read and gloved by Gibson.
She has got a quick glove. Whew. We've seen it all night. So it'll be Anjali Malari for the steal in the first attempt for them. Malari rings one off the iron, a little dip in the stick handle. Got Margolis leaning the wrong way, but couldn't quite pull the trigger all the way in.
Had the move. Look at the head fake and the forehand, back and forehand again off of the post. Had Margolis beat. Couldn't get it home.
So this will be Guerin. Tries to go 5-hole, but a big save by Gibson.
Yeah, both Malari and Guerin stopped the people that have had goals in this game.
So this will be Hannah Shields to take it for the steal, and watch out, she has a heavy shot. Shields stuffed, tried to go 5-hole. Margolis doing well, moving side to side.
Yeah, I think when you said she has a heavy shot, she didn't elect to really use it too much. Well, she did, but maybe not getting it where she wanted. But Margolis, great positional goaltending, stopping that one.
So Stephanie Kovisen for the Inferno. No goals yet on the board. Kovisen stuffed by Gibson.
Yeah, denied. Showing some good movement with the puck as well, from right side to left side, and then trying to go all the way on that right-hand side of Gibson, but Gibson says no.
All right, watch out. Here comes Jasmine Horner-Pascoe, the ever-dangerous Ice Fern. And she cannot do it. Margolis stands up to the challenge, and this is it. It comes down to the last skater, as we predicted. The goaltending has been unreal, and it's Lucy Jane Hart. And she cannot. As an aggressive move from Gibson to deflect that over the net.
Yeah, went for the poke check, and it kind of airmailed over the net. Oh, no, she gets a piece of it. Diving forward. What a confident challenge.
So it'll be Helen Murray for the steal. Murray cannot get it as she misses the net.
Looking to go high glove on Margolis, wondering where you can beat this goaltender.
So it'll be Regan Shattuck for the Inferno with a chance to win. And a save. Shut down by Gibson. We could be here all night.
This could continue for a while, Joel. I would really love to see goalie taking the penalty shot once they've exhausted all their player options. But we've got Jamie Jones, captain of the Steel, going out here next.
Whoa, Jamie Jones got it around Margolis, but didn't have any room to get it into the net.
No, you wonder, too, with the way she stopped and then cut back in, if the referee would have allowed it if it was to go in, because that did not look like continuous forward motion. Now this is shooter 6 for the Auckland Steel. They're going back to the order they had earlier, and this is Anjali Malari.
Malari tried a similar move as her first one, same result.
Yeah, just again, went with that backhand forehand move that has worked for her in the past. But again, Margolis standing up to it, holding well.
So it'll be Gabrielle Guerin for the win.
Game on the stick.
Guerin shoots, she scores! The Canterbury Inferno have done it!
And Guerin has scored, and is that it? They're putting the puck back down. No, that's it. They have realized they have won it, and they are out jumping out onto the rink to celebrate and cheer on and thank their goaltender. Does that count as the hat trick goal on the overtime winner, or does that get registered? I'm not even sure. Either way, they have won the game here, Joel. 3-2 against the Auckland Steel in Auckland Steel's barn. What a game.
What a game indeed. The Inferno take it in a shootout as Gabrielle Guerin gets the game winner, beating Gibson somehow, some way. She's been making it happen all night.
She found a way to do it, man. what a contest. And certainly if you were picking player of the game, you would have to give it to Gabrielle Guerin. Is Gabrielle? Yeah. Wow, what a player, and fantastic game for her tonight, getting a total of 3 goals, including the shootout winner.
Gabby Guerin will be our star of the night. And I got to give a shout out to, well, both goaltenders.
Absolutely.
And, of course, Njali with 2 of her own goals as well.
Yeah,
so
yeah. There's your top 3. There's your 3 stars of the evening. Well, 4.
If you count both goalies as one.
Yeah, I was trying to think. You can't really do that. But again, this has been a fantastic game. So they are going to be announcing players of the game for both sides. Got to wonder who they're going to pick. Well, they're announcing it from the the public announcers booth, saying that she had 2 goals in the game, but also the game-winning shootout goal.
So it'll be Guerin as the player of the game for the Inferno.
Yes, they have in fact picked the goaltender for the Auckland Steel, and that's Gibson.
Alexa Gibson with a fantastic game herself. I cannot disagree with those choices.
So we will have some handshakes, but this will be done again. But the game will be out at Botany tomorrow evening.
If you thought tonight was fun, wait till tomorrow, where these 2 teams go at it again on the other side of town at Paradise Botany. But wow, Ian, what a game we had just witnessed. Tight to the very end, could have gone either way. And then we couldn't even decide it with an overtime and a 5-person shootout. We had to go to sudden death.
Yeah. So that's just demonstrating how close these 2 teams are, and potentially will be for the next game and the future. Phenomenal rivalry that has been building for a long period of time. Canterbury Inferno getting it done here in the first game out of 2 for this weekend.
And that is Auckland's first loss of this season, and they didn't even lose a game last year either. So it has been a while.
Yeah, so something to celebrate for the Canterbury Inferno. So again, we thank you for tuning in from wherever you are in the world watching this live stream broadcast. On behalf of Joel Rindelab, Michael, our producer, our cameraman, and myself, Ian Wanamaker, we'd like to thank you. So stay safe, Kakite. Have a good evening.